Dave, so tell me about how the interviews went with the candidates.
God, HR is such a tough job, man. That is one thing. But we interviewed quite a few candidates, and they were really. I mean, it was sort of amazing how they blended to be almost all the same. And I feel like at GlobalView, that is not what we want when everybody feels the same. There was one guy who stuck out, and I feel like he had huge superstar potential.
Yeah.
But the big caveat.
Tell me about this guy.
He's 29 years old. He spent the last few years at Cisco.
Okay,
so
cool.
He can speak a technical language like none other. I mean, I was just blown away. And we're in the business of talking about technology, and we need to be able to have people who can speak technical language.
Totally.
And I was learning things I didn't already know. So
nice.
It was pretty impressive. And he's a young guy, like I said, but he's one that I really feel like I just felt such a strong connection to. And felt like he is probably the strongest.
Dave, a little bit before your time, I hired a guy who knew a lot about the technical language and the mumbo jumbo, and I felt great about him. I put him in there, and I thought that he was going to be able to sell anything, but what happened was he knew a little too much, and he was kind of a nerd, right? And in sales it's a little different. I mean, you got to be able to talk to people on their own level, right?
Yeah.
They got to be able to understand you. Do you feel like this is a guy though? And to be honest, it was the worst hire I've ever made. So do you feel like this guy, is able to be sociable and be? Does he have any sales experience, or did you go drinking with him at the bar or anything?
Yeah.
Or?
Well, I mean, it's funny you bring that up. I mean, he was. I share those concerns with you. If someone tells me that we're going to be talking to a computer science guy, I'm a little bit,
yeah,
scared. Where's my twirly hat? All that
Yeah.
stuff. But this guy, I'm sorry, I forgot his name. His name's Philip, and you meet him and he's like, call me Phil, like that, he's like that, right? Very disarming, very, and I thought we were going to talk for half an hour. We ended up talking for 2.5 hours. We ended up watching some sports.
Yeah.
Watched the Stanford basketball game. His alma
Oh
mater.
wow, okay.
They lost.
He's a big sports fan.
He's a big sports fan. He gets it. So I was really struck by this balance, and I found myself feeling like I know he doesn't have that much sales experience, but this is a guy. I mean, he's been selling. He's been selling himself as a cool guy all his life, in spite of being a computer science guy.
Yeah.
Instead of being
it's pretty hard too.
It's pretty hard too,
Yeah.
right? And I don't know. So by those measures, felt very comfortable.
Yeah.
And, I know I'm taking a little bit of a leap here.
It is a little bit of a leap. I would have thought the other two candidates, they have sales experience, and I mean, what was wrong with them that they didn't have the candidate 3 that this Phil had?
I mean,
what about Tiffany?
Tiffany was difficult. I just didn't get that same, we talk about how quickly can you trust somebody? How quickly do they have credibility with you? And with Tiffany, I just didn't feel that trust, And I just, and then I was like, if this is, my life's on the line, am I comfortable putting this person in front of our future clients? And I just didn't feel that. And I feel this guy. And I'll tell you one thing with Philip is that, we're taking a risk, but I'm willing to put him, take him under my wing for at least the first 6 months.
Yeah.
And I know that might affect my quota a little bit, but his upside is enormous.
Is that right?
So.
Okay. Good. Well, I'm happy to hear that you sound pretty confident about this guy, and look forward to seeing what Phil can do for the team. Thanks, Dave.
Amen. Have a good day, sir.
Get back.